This is the AIRDOCTOR AD3500 Air Purifier, designed for home and large rooms and capable of purifying spaces up to 1,260 square feet. Let me start by talking about its appearance, because it's sitting right here in front of me. It has a clean, rectangular design with slightly rounded edges, and while it's not flashy or overly sleek, the simple look makes it blend nicely in almost any room. It's got a modern feel, but in an understated way. Practical and functional, which is what I personally look for in products like this. I've had this purifier for more than a year now, so I feel like I can really speak to how it works in everyday life. I'll admit, when I first started looking for an air purifier, I wasn't sure what to expect or if it would even make a noticeable difference. I've always struggled with allergies, especially in the mornings. Waking up with a sore throat and a stuffed nose had become my normal routine, no matter how many other steps I'd taken, like adding filters to my home's ventilation system. I felt like I was doing everything I could to keep the air clean, but still wasn't getting anywhere close to what I hoped for. So, I started researching air purifiers, comparing different brands, and figuring out what features actually matter. That's how I landed on this one. What really caught my attention about the AIRDOCTOR AD3500 was its dual filtration system, which wasn't something I saw in every purifier I looked at. It combines an UltraHEPA filter and a Carbon VOC filter. Now, if you're unfamiliar with these terms, let me quickly explain. A regular HEPA filter can trap most small particles in the air, but the UltraHEPA filter takes that a step further. It's been tested to capture particles as tiny as 0.003 microns. To give you some perspective, that's about 100 times smaller than what traditional HEPA filters can handle. The Carbon VOC filter, on the other hand, helps with things like odors and chemicals in the air, volatile organic compounds, or VOCs, which can come from things like cleaning products or certain furniture materials. Together, these filters do an impressive job of cleaning the air. When I first set up the purifier in my bedroom, I noticed its auto mode feature, which adjusts filtration levels automatically based on the air quality in the room. You can see the air quality on the display. It shows green, yellow, or red, depending on how clean or polluted the air is. I thought the auto mode was a nice touch because it meant I didn't need to manually adjust anything, especially during the night when I just wanted to sleep peacefully. Speaking of sleep, I have to say, this purifier is quiet. Even on some of the higher fan speeds, it was quieter than I expected. I've used smaller purifiers in the past that sounded like jet engines compared to this one. Another thing that stood out as I started using it was how quickly I noticed a difference in how I felt. Within the first week or so, I was waking up without that usual scratchy throat or stuffy nose. The air in the room just felt lighter, if that makes sense. I also didn't expect this at first, but it helped with odors too. This was especially noticeable when we had guests over who'd been cooking heavily spiced foods, or when we cleaned the bathroom with strong-smelling products. The AIRDOCTOR seemed to filter out those smells faster than just airing out the room. The maintenance side of this purifier is pretty straightforward. The UltraHEPA filter needs to be replaced once a year, and the carbon filter should be replaced every 6 months. You can get a replacement pack with all the filters you need for a year, which is handy. Changing the filters is simple. A magnetic front panel pops off to give you easy access, so you don't have to wrestle with complicated parts. I'm not exactly a tech-savvy person, but even I found the whole process almost effortless. Size-wise, it's designed for larger rooms, and it does a fantastic job there. In terms of room coverage, it can circulate the air in a 1,260 square foot space twice an hour, or if the space is smaller, up to 4 times an hour. That's a lot of air being cleaned. In my house, it mostly stays in the master bedroom, which is connected to our bathroom, but I've also moved it into the living room on some days. Despite being lightweight at 24 pounds, I wouldn't say it's super portable. It's manageable to move around, but it's definitely not something you're going to carry easily from room to room every day. That said, its performance more than makes up for its slightly bulky build. For anyone who's curious about the cost, yes, this purifier is an investment, both for the unit itself and the filters you'll need to replace annually. But in my opinion, if you're someone like me who struggles with allergies or wants noticeably cleaner air, it's worth every penny. I found that the results I got with this purifier far outweighed what I've experienced with less expensive basic models in the past. So, who would I recommend this for? Honestly, anyone dealing with allergies, asthma, or just wanting to improve the overall air quality in their home. It's great for families with pets since it handles pet dander, and it's also super effective in reducing odors, whether from cooking, cleaning, or just everyday living. If you have a large room or need something with consistent performance for areas like living rooms or open-plan spaces, this fits the bill perfectly. In conclusion, the AIRDOCTOR AD3500 Air Purifier has been life-changing for me in the most practical way possible. It's easy to use, incredibly effective, and has proven to be a solid investment in my health and comfort. My mornings are no longer filled with sneezing fits and stuffy noses, and knowing that the air I'm breathing is as clean as it can be brings peace of mind. Please check the comments section for detailed information about the AIRDOCTOR AD3500 Air Purifier. Thank you for watching.